Hi, I'm Amaris Hemmings, and playing soccer is my passion. But a lot of girls in my neighborhood don't have access to the sport, and that's why I wanted to start Striker Soccer Camp, a summer camp for 5 to 10-year-old girls living in the South Bronx. For $35, my 6-week-long program would start in mid-July, and we'd meet 3 times a week from 9 a.m. to noon at the soccer field in St. Mary's Park. However, with my program, it wouldn't just be about teaching girls to play soccer, but also inspiring them to lead healthier and more active lifestyles. Striker Soccer Camp introduces the wonderful sport of soccer to 5 to 10-year-old girls living in the South Bronx. I chose this business idea because playing soccer has taught me to be more confident in myself, and I truly believe that it can do the same for other South Bronx girls. My soccer coach, Andrew Fitzgerald, has agreed to be my partner. He is an entrepreneur as he owns his own fitness training company called E3 Sports. I chose this legal structure because I know that parents feel more comfortable knowing that there are other adults around their children. Right now, it's imperative that Bronx children be more active. According to the Bronx Public Health Offices, 25% of public elementary school students are obese, and 40% of them are obese and overweight. Even our First Lady, Michelle Obama, all the way at the White House, has addressed this national problem with her Let's Get Active movement. Striker Soccer Camp strives to provide a fun and engaging way to combat this problem. Striker Soccer Camp is a service business. And I have a partnership with my coach, as I've told you before. I'm qualified to run Striker Soccer Camp because, firstly, I have a lot of experience with the sport. I've been playing for 10 years now, and last year I was awarded MVP of my varsity soccer team. We had a great season, and we won the Ivy League championship. Second, I have experience working with children. Last summer, at my sleepaway camp, I was a counselor in training. This required that I escorted children to and from their activities, and occasionally I had to watch them at night when their counselors had a night off. Thirdly, I've participated in 3 different soccer programs, so I know what works in a program and what doesn't. I'm reaching out to girls between the ages of 5 and 10 years old living in the South Bronx. These girls are generally from low-income families, but that doesn't stop them from being willing to try new things and enjoying the outdoors. There are roughly 7,000 girls ranging from newborns to 18 years old in the South Bronx right now. And the parents of my campers are fiscally aware people. They're cautious buyers, but they don't want to have to sacrifice their kids' enjoyment for saving money, and so I give them both. After interviewing 30 South Bronx residents, I found that there's definitely a market for my business. 97% of the people I interviewed were interested in a soccer program in our park, and 93% found $35, which is my cost, to be a reasonable price for a 6-week-long soccer program. Just to recap, I'm reaching out to parents of 5 to 10-year-old girls, and my product is 6 weeks of soccer fun on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 9 a.m. to noon, and it's at the soccer field in St. Mary's Park, and my price is $35. I would promote my business by handing out flyers and posting them all over the South Bronx area. And one of the Saturdays leading up to my program, I would host a soccer juggling competition for girls in my target market. Juggling in soccer refers to the act of bouncing a soccer ball on your leg, and this helps to improve soccer technique. Whoever could do this the longest would win the prize money of $5. For networking, I would reach out to parents that I personally know, sending emails and advertising my business. And as a sales promotion, I would offer a bundling deal for parents with multiple children, so that registering 2 girls would only cost $55 instead of $70, so that registering more than 1 girl from my program doesn't make them break the bank. Here's what an average day at my program looks like. As you can see, we leave time for the soccer fundamentals, dribbling, passing, and shooting. And we have a snack time where we offer bananas and oranges because we're trying to promote healthy eating. And at the end of the day, we split into teams and we scrimmage so that our campers can show what they've learned. I tailored my cost towards 15 campers, and I found those materials to be 5 soccer balls, 2 portable goals, a set of cones, and fruit and water for the campers. And that total cost per camper was $16.77. And with that cost and my selling price of $35 per unit, my contribution margin was $18.23. I found my fixed expenses to be my insurance and my salary. I'm covered by K&K Insurance, which provides insurance for youth sports camps like Striker Soccer Camp. And that requires that I pay $240 a year for my program. my salary would be $100 per summer, making my total average monthly fixed expenses $28.33. Because my program is a summer camp, I'd be making most of my sales in June and July, and I projected that in my inaugural year, I'd be able to handle 10 campers. With this projection and my selling price, after extracting variable expenses, fixed expenses, and taxes, my net profit was $130.80. My startup expenditures were those soccer balls, portable goals, and a set of cones, and that total startup expenditure was $118. After including my emergency fund and my reserve for fixed expenses, my startup investment was $257. I calculated that my return on profit would be around 37%, and my return on investment would be 52%. At Stryker Soccer Camp, we are especially responsible for the health of our campers. We're trying to promote healthy eating, so we provide healthy snacks. And in our day, we leave ample time for sufficient stretching to avoid injury. Without the environment, there is no soccer. Well, there's indoor soccer, but that doesn't count. Real soccer is meant to be played outdoors, and that's why we'd support the preservation of the environment by going on an expedition with our campers twice a summer, where we volunteer in the park by cleaning and planting new plants. My short-term business goal is to make my business fully operational. In order to do so, I would need to purchase my materials and make a strong effort to reach out to the parents of my target market. My long-term business goal is to expand my business using intensive growth in market development. In order for a Stryker Soccer Camp to develop all over the New York City area, all I would need are teenagers who are just as dedicated to soccer as I am and who live in different neighborhoods. I have a ton of viable candidates with my teammates from my varsity soccer team and my club team. I plan on running this business for 2 to 5 years because in my second year alone, my return on profit will nearly double because of the materials that I don't need to buy again. My personal short-term goal is to maintain the quality of my camp. And that means staying dedicated to it. And in order to do that, I would always need to be available, on time, and prepared. My long-term personal goal is to play soccer in college. So managing Stryker Soccer Camp gives me the opportunity to develop both my leadership skills and do what I love, which is playing soccer. And so with your help, we can help the South Bronx's female youth to get active, Stryker style. Thank you.